prompts, again the where clause of the query. It's the only difference is filters are really predefined answers, and prompt is, you are prompting a user on a runtime to provide an answer, and that becomes, where country, and then the user will answer US, India in the runtime, and that's how, the SQL turns up. Okay. And custom groups consolidations, it's nothing but it's just the grouping of the elements together. Both have like different features, I would say. Consolidations, you can combine values of an element together. For example, I can possibly create a consolidation saying that, okay, month in January, February, March, I want to call it as winters, for example. And then, month is nothing but month is an attribute, okay, which is coming from a time dimension table from your warehouse. So, okay. And then maybe a second group as, maybe May, June, July as spring or summers or whatever. So that's how you can group the values together and just give it a name to the group. Okay. That is really a consolidation. Custom group really does the same sort of thing, but you have a lot more flexibility when it comes to custom groups. You can define grouping on two unrelated elements. For example, I can say that month in January, February, March, and maybe region in US and Canada. So really region and month are not related together. Those are two different things, but I can do that inside a custom group, and based on that common data, I can, define some groups. So it's just that, it provides you with some more functionality, flexibility of how you want to define group. But that comes with a cost, because custom groups are not advisable in MicroStrategy, because the MicroStrategy SQL engine generates each separate pass for each group. So when I say pass, it's really the SQL how we read it. I can just brief you on that later, because that's really the later part of it once we start coming to a report.
Yeah, we don't really have to go to a lot of details. Mm-hmm. We can do that during the training.
Right, that's one. So that is what it is. And then drill maps, I already told you that you can just create a hierarchy, and then you can specify drill down, drill up, drill across, drill to template, everything. Filters, yeah, filters, there are different types of filters. The purpose is same. It will form the where clause of the query, but then there are different categories of filters. You can create a filter on an attribute, add a SET qualification. Set qualification is nothing but you are defining a filter on a metric. We call it a set qualification. Then you can add a shortcut to a report, meaning you can just create a report and just that report is giving you some data. For example, I have a report, and in that report I'm just getting, based on whatever conditions I have applied, I'm just getting, say, some few regions, for example, US, Canada, and whatever. And then I just want to use that data to filter out a new report. So, I can add it as a shortcut. That directly will become the where clause. Then a shortcut to a filter. This is really, you can embed a different filter inside a filter. Advanced qualification, this is an important feature, because MicroStrategy, every tool, they have a flexibility wherein you can just bypass the tool functionality and the tool really, the tool engines. So MicroStrategy, we have analytical engine, we have SQL engine when it comes to report, and at times there are certain, I would say, certain scenarios where, I cannot define filter or something for whatsoever reason. I would say bad warehouse design. At times in real time there could be a case. So I can always write a SQL for anything, and for that we have pass-through functions in MicroStrategy. So we have, I think, 5 pass-through functions. We use 2 of them most commonly, apply simple and apply comparison, and inside those they have a specific syntax. I can write a custom case statement SQL statement. So what it does, the moment MicroStrategy comes to know that, okay, this is an apply simple and this is an apply comparison, MicroStrategy query engine won't interfere in its processing. It will directly throw that statement to the database. It won't apply any of its processing. So that's why we call it pass-through function, custom SQL functions, I would say. That is about the filters. Then we have prompts. We can cover that later. Again, in prompts we have a lot of categories, a lot of flexible ways how to define, and these are very important when it comes to report, because a basic report, you can create a basic report just by adding some attributes and metric to it. That's it. But really, I would say that in real-time scenarios, real-time projects, when you're working for a company, those are not really the basic reports. We have to create a report with a lot of attributes, matrix, lots of functionalities, conditional matrix, filters, dynamic prompts. They want this, they want that, and that's how you combine all these features together and then come up with something. Yeah. Right? So we have these 4 categories of prompts. Filter definition. It's nothing but everything you are doing, it's you are qualifying on attribute or a metric. That's a category of a prompt. So prompt it, right? Then we have an object prompt. You can prompt on, you can create a dynamic report where it's all blank, and on the runtime you will answer it what all objects you want to place it. You don't have to really add all the attributes and matrix in advance. If needed be, you can create an object prompt. Okay. Value prompt, it just allows the user to enter a text, date, number, but you cannot use it directly. You have to associate it with a filter. Okay. Level prompt. This prompt, I said in some time back that metric. It's when we create a metric, it has 3 or 4 editors to it. One is where we define the formula, whether it's a sum of revenue, sum of profit, whatever. And then the second one is a condition where I can say that, okay, if I want to add a specific filter to my metric, okay. And the third one is a level dimensionality. So what it does is, by default, every metric would be calculated at the report level. What that means is how many objects, how many attributes you have placed in the report, the metric would be grouped by on all those, calculated across all those attributes. By default, it's a report level, but you can always play with it. For certain scenarios, you can just force that metric to be calculated at a specific level, ignore this level, how you want to group it, group by. You can just, you have the flexibility and you can just, control that metric behavior. And the last one is the transformations I told you. So this level prompt, what it does is, if you are creating a level prompt, and then on the runtime, you can answer certain attributes. You can say region, so that region will automatically get added to the dimensionality of that metric where you have placed this level prompt. So it's all dynamic behavior. Mm-hmm. Then we have matrix. Then we have reports. Reports and templates. Directly we start creating a report, but templates are very useful in some cases, because if for a project, you have to build, say, 20 reports, and most of them have basic objects, same basic objects. For example, they all have region, time, dimension, and, the same matrix. The only difference is maybe in some filters and some other design. So I would advise that you create one template and then just save it, and then, use that template across those 20 reports, and then do whatever designing you want. Because if you have a single template, you can just make changes to it, and it will automatically get propagated to the other reports, dependent reports.
So the template will have everything, but the other reports?
Not really. Templates, we cannot really have everything, because it is designed that way. You cannot add filters, prompts, all those stuff to template.
Not filters, prompts, but all the attributes and metrics.
Yeah,
but
you can have.
Reports will have only a subset of.
Right. You can have, you can just add attributes metric to the template, and then you can use it to the report. Again, I will say with template, at times it gets a little tricky, because, there are, I think, 2 ways by which you can add a template to the report. You can create a local copy, and then, you know, the other way is possibly just replace it. So really all these behavior controls that once you make some changes to the template, do you want your report to get updated with that, or are these two standalone things? So those comes with the save as options, where, you know, you can define and control this behavior. But yeah, I mean, you know, you can just have some basic objects. Is my screen sharing paused for some reason? No, right?
Highlighted. No, I can see your mouse moving.
Okay, okay. I just got a pop-up saying that. So really, you know, just last two things, reports. You can just create a report and a document, and in a report editor, the basic thing, the only thing at least to create a report you have to add is an attribute and a matrix. That's it. You can create a report, but then there are, like, I would say, thousands of possibilities. You can create filters, you can create prompts, you can create advanced matrix, derive matrix, as in, you know, at times there are certain matrix. For example, you want to see a person to total, and those are just specific to one report. Okay, that report. So I don't advise you to create all those inside this folder, because those are just for that report. So in all those scenarios, we create those matrix as a derived matrix, which is local to that report. Okay, but all these objects, yeah, one important thing I forgot to tell this in the beginning, that all these objects are, you know, the moment you define all these objects inside this structure, it is reusable across that project only. I mean, if you and I are creating a report and I have created some matrix, you want to use it, you can use it in your report if it is defined here. But as I said, if I have created a derived matrix inside a report, you cannot use it in your report because it's local to my report. It is not placed inside this folder. Okay. And then there are a lot of VLDB settings you can play with. Inside the report, there are report data options. What that does is you can control the join. You want a left outer, you want a full outer, you want to replace your null values if it's, you know, if you are getting null values, if you want to replace it with a 0, with an unknown or some text, and then a lot of VLDB settings. I think, you know, you can, once after the report, once the SQL is generated, you can control the behavior if you want to calculate some data first and store it in our temporary table, okay, and then use that in the final pass, final join, and then further you can create indexes on that temporary table for faster performance. All these comes as part of VLDB settings, and we can play with that, you know, and once that is done, the last step is to create a document. Really, you can use a report in web directly. The thing is, you don't need to create a dashboard. I mean, you can have a report. We create reports and we publish it in web. That's how user wants it. But at times when you want to create a dashboard, it is fine. I mean, you know, you can just create a dashboard out of one report or one or more reports. You can dashboard, it's really, I would say, a more visual way of presenting it. You know, we create all the panels, selectors, drop downs, fisheye selector, you know, we create all these widgets, and that's really the more dynamic way, interactive way of presenting data. And in MicroStrategy, this is version 9.2.1, and you know, 9.2.1, we also have in version 9, we also have iCubes. I don't know if you have heard about it. It is intelligent cubes, and if you have a background in the warehousing, it's really nothing but, you know, we pre-calculate data. We create a cube. Cube is nothing but just a report. I'll create all related attributes and matrix in it, and I'll run it. It might take 30 or 40 minutes, but once it's published, I can cache it, and then, you know, I can create reports on top of that cube. So that would be faster because the data is already pre-calculated.
So Rashmi, the cube will be populated daily or with the
that depends. That depends. I mean, that's, you can schedule a cube. I mean, I was telling, I just told you about that scheduling thing. So we can schedule a cube if you are creating a cube with whatever attributes and matrix, and if that data is coming from a fact table which gets refreshed daily, then you can schedule it to refresh daily at whatever time, or, you know, you can just make it event based or make it time based. And once that is done, once the cube is, we call it that, okay, we have to publish the cube, meaning you have to rerun the cube against the warehouse. Once the cube is published, you know, all the reports which you have created on top of it would have the updated data, and those would be fast because it's coming from the pre-cal, it's just picking data from the pre-calculated cube cache. And apart from that, the very strong feature these days which comes with MicroStrategy is the visual insight. I don't know if you've heard about it. Really, most of the time in companies, because I've worked for, you know, some of the companies which have very strong MicroStrategy backgrounds, so they are really shifting a little bit of focus from reports and dashboards to the visual insight, because they can play with that on their own. You know, it's really an analysis service we create on top of cubes.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are just, you know, reports, dashboards, analysis services, visual insight. Those are just the final outcome of the entire project. And I think at least you got a little bit of understanding that you cannot really create a report until and unless, you know, you start from step 1, importing a table.
Yeah.
So I asked the same question to Sri that, you know, if you know, you just want me to get started with creating a report, or do you want me to like really start from the beginning? Because if the person has a background, it's fine, but if not, then, you know, you won't be able to create a report.
Yeah, so we have to start from the, I mean, fundamentals, you know.
And if you want, I mean, I can have a word with Sri after that, if needed be, you know, really, I mean, I have a good experience on warehousing and BI, the modeling, because I work as a modeler as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because for MicroStrategy, you know, we have to do it. I mean, that is how the ETL could be different, but really the MicroStrategy semantic layer is what I usually design. So those are like the basic steps. If you want any fundamental training on warehousing, you know.
Yeah, we can include that also.
Yeah.
That will be great, because right now we have like a data model person. He does all the presentation. We have our company landscape is MicroStrategy, Teradata, and DataStage. So
Okay.
The data warehouse is Teradata. So we have a data modeling person who does all the table design, views. They call it what is it? The presentation layer.
Presentation layer, semantic layer, and I think I'm familiar with all these things because I started my career with Oracle, DataStage, and MicroStrategy. That was version 8, and now I'm working on a company, I mean on a project with Teradata, MicroStrategy version 9. And yeah, so though I have not really hands-on DataStage, but I know in and out, I mean, because I have worked on almost 2+ years on that environment, so I'm well versed with it.
So you have you created DataStage jobs?
Not really. That's what I do not have hands-on. We had the ETL team. I was working as a MicroStrategy architect. But why I said data modeling, because you know the presentation layer or the semantic layer, it's one and the same thing. MicroStrategy team owns that, because you can have a different data layer. You can have a warehouse layer. If you are an ETL person, you can create whatever. But based on how I want my report, I need to make sure that the performance is good. I cannot just, my job is not done just after creating a report and a dashboard. If it is taking forever for a run, nobody will use it. So really that presentation layer is my call, that how I want to design it, what is good for MicroStrategy. At times it works best with Snowflake design, because that's how, you know, the attributes are designed. We have a concept of lookup table. So that is why I said data modeling, because I have to work on that part.
So in Teradata, they have this PDM also, they call it physical data model or something. They have different layers. I'm not very familiar. So this person is responsible for all that. And then we have MicroStrategy for reporting. There is
right. Yeah, I mean,
also for data
PDM, I think it's, I don't know, but I think it's all, I mean, it's always there in across whatever. We have PDM, LDM, physical data model, and LDM is logical data model. You know,
Exactly.
the person who's working on the data modeling, they usually use a couple of tools like Arvin data modeler tool, and then you have Sybase data modeling tool. So PDM and LDM, it's nothing. When they design it, those are really the final outcome of the modeling, that, okay, this is how my tables look like. This is what I think should join. I should join these two tables on, and that's how, you know, they define this relationships, dimension modeling, which is different from entity relationship modeling, ER modeling. Yeah.
Rashmi, do you have a dashboard I can see you have built? Are you able to show one?
I'll just pause my screen for a moment. I don't know what is happening. Asha's screen is now paused. Just give me a second. The reason is I'm not really logged into my network, so. Do you know how to pause this screen? How to pause this presentation for a while? Give control of keyboard and mouse to an attendee. People can see it? Okay, I think.
I have no idea because I am just attendee. Are you the organizer? Or?
No, I'm not the organizer.
Okay. You can close it and join. Now yeah. Now I cannot see it.
You cannot see my screen now?
Oh, now I can see. Just couple of seconds. Now I cannot see it.
Okay, that's fine. Just give me a moment, please. Now this will take a while, okay? I mean, because I have to connect to the network.
Okay, no problem.
Actually, just a second. I think instead of doing that, I do have the flash files, so I can just show you that.
Yeah, we can use a flash file.
So where are you working? I mean, are you in India working for a company?
No, Rashmi, actually I am from Sri Lanka, but I moved to Canada about 15 years back. I came as a student, and after studying I got immigration here, and I'm working for a manufacturing company.
Okay.
Today is a holiday for me, so that's why it's actually like 10 o'clock, 10:30 now in the morning.
Oh, I started at 7:15 in the morning today. I'm in US and.
Oh really? Okay, where are you in the US?
I'm in Central. I'm in Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, just have to wait for a second because, you know, I have so many emails and I'm just not, I remember I had it, but trying to see where it is. So how long you have started your working on warehousing and business intelligence and whatever reports and?
Actually, about 3 years ago, I got an opportunity. We started an SAP implementation.
Oh, okay.
So I got a position to coordinate work with our offshore team. On SAP side, I know a little bit of DW, not a lot. So that's how I learned. Yeah, Rashmi, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me, Rashmi?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so, but I don't have a lot of hands-on experience because we have development teams, right? So
I think something going funny with the connection.
Are you able to open the flash file?
Yeah, I'm just trying to open that. Actually, I'm at home and this, I think there is probably some connection with the Wi-Fi or something. So I'm just trying, just give me a moment, please. So your company, they have implemented MicroStrategy solutions already?
Oh yeah, we have lots of reports and dashboards.
So they have a lot of graphs and all those things, or it's like more like a simple report?
No, they have very complex dashboards, I have seen.
Okay. I'll open this at the same time. I'm just opening this. Okay, just have to wait for just a moment, it's opening up.
Okay, no problem.
Possibly the connection is slow or something else, I don't know. Okay.
Today is Black Friday, eh? That's why you're at home.
Sorry?
Today is holiday for you also?
It was, yeah, it is. I mean,
Thanksgiving and Black Friday, right?
Yeah. Yesterday, Thanksgiving was yesterday, so today is Black Friday, yeah. Alrighty, I'm inside the project. Actually, the network gets slow, when we try to, when it's not really connected to a LAN, it is slow.
Also, I find this GoToMeeting takes up a lot of bandwidth.
Yeah, that is the reason, because, it is just taking a lot of time. And
while you're doing that, Rashmi, I have a couple of questions. Like, is it possible to download this software?
For your training or testing, your learning purpose, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes, MicroStrategy, the good thing is once you'll visit the website, just a second, I'm just trying to open. Yeah, once you'll visit the website, microstrategy.com, you can install the evaluation software, which is like a trial version for 30 days.
Okay.
The full version, you'll have the desktop and everything. But after that, you need to have a license key, which will be,
That will include the dashboards also, or everything?
So yeah, so the time when you'll install these reports, this software, then MicroStrategy comes with a couple of trial projects like tutorial and analysis services. Some sample projects comes within it. So the good thing is inside that project while you are learning, you can try creating whatever objects, reports, dashboards, and then they already have a set of created reports and dashboards. So you can always open them and see that okay, I want to create it this way. I don't know how to do it. So you can just open their sample reports and see what they have done.
After the period is over, can you just change the system date and time and still continue?
It used to work, some time back, some years back, but now I think you'll have to request for an extended license fee from the support.
So that is for how long can you use that?
You can have it for this thing for 30 days first, and after that you need to purchase it. Or you can maybe just use, if your company has a lot of licenses, you can just install it. Because even if you are using it on a company's laptop or desktop, if you have MicroStrategy installed, even then you don't have to really try creating all these things inside the main project. You will still have that tutorial version, you see. So even if it's on your company's thing, you can learn and practice whatever. You can create your own sample project and you can create objects inside the tutorial. That way you are not really affecting the real project, but at the same time you are learning. You can learn. Okay, so I will present my screen now. Let me know once you are able to see it.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a couple of other things. I'm not able to open everything because it's really slow. So this is this is why I chose this, because this one we created an iCube, intelligent cube. I was saying, you must have seen reports and dashboards, but this is really different. We created an intelligent cube and then reports with a lot of, lots of things, filters, this type of metric and whatnot. And then there is this analysis services, which is mostly like a dashboard. You have a couple of different views, whatever, YTD, MTD. Then you have all these visual insight as well, showing your trend. You can just design on your own whatever you want. You can drag and drop it. Okay. So if you are a business user, you have the flexibility. I really don't have to create everything 100% for you. I can build the basic thing, and what you will like more is you can play with the data.
Okay.
Because you have it and you can really play with it.
Okay.
So this is one of the basic thing, but why I chose this, because it really constitutes all of the basic things. It's not really just a dashboard you must have seen, but it's really you have the flexibility. You can add whatever you want, you can remove whatever you want, and this will change accordingly.
So this is a visual insight dashboard, or this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you combine the regular dashboard and visual insight together, or?
Can I combine a regular
dashboard with visual insight?
Regular dashboard with visual insight.
Visual insight is a different tool, right?
It's not really a different tool itself. It's inside MicroStrategy only. It's just one way of presenting it. So we create intelligent cubes. We create analysis services on top of those cubes, and we can present those analysis services in different forms. So visual insight is one way of presenting those analysis services.
Okay. So
and you have the flexibility to really, see your reports, everything, your graphs and whatnot, all these controls. Dashboard presents a little different purpose altogether, because visual insight is more like an interactive user-based thing, I would say. While dashboard, it is interactive at the same time, but really, you as a end user, you cannot play a lot with the data when it's in the dashboard. really. Yeah, and but the different thing, but the purposes are different, I would say, you know, the purpose is different, entirely different. Yeah.
Okay. So our company, Rashmi, we have a challenge now. Our ERP system is SAP. So, but our reporting strategy is MicroStrategy, Teradata, and now, so if you want to create a report or dashboard, like we have to use something called SAP Open Hubs, and then bring data into Teradata. And we tried this MDX. There's some MDX connection from MicroStrategy, but it's not very robust, you know. So we have this challenge now. Architecting our reports, you know.
Right. So I think the best way is to go is to have a, you know, a better warehouse. I mean, at least, you know, systematic set of tables, facts and dimensions, and then start with the MicroStrategy solution.
Yeah.
Because MDX, it's really nothing, you know. It's like, I would say at times it's okay, but really that's not a